India's decision to stay away from commenting on Ukraine issue at the last week Quad foreign minister meeting in Melbourne should come as no surprise. It is in keeping with the stance it's adopted at the United States Security Council when it is abstained on a vote on Ukrainian issues and advised all parties to find a solution taking into account the legitimate security interest of all countries and aim towards securing long-term peace and stability in the region and beyond. This is an appropriate stand for India to take. The sudden rise in tensions between United States and its transatlantic allies on the one hand and recharged China-Russia alliance on the other hand has spawned many columns in the media on India's neutral stance even as Russia's leaders and strategics repeatedly assert that China will not invade Ukraine and all it seeks is an affirmation of Ukraine's neutrality and assurances on plans for NATO's further eastward expansion. The US insists that Russia tried to provoke a conflict. There are many dimensions to Ukraine's standoff, and it is best for the European Union and its major powers, especially Germany and France, to first try out and sort this out. The recently issued Russia-China joint statement after meeting between Presidents Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping suggests that this alliance of Eurasian powers is here to stay for some time to come. A half a century ago, US and China came together and hastened an inevitable collapse of the Soviet Union. Russia now seeks to use its alliance with China to pay back the US in the same coin, weakening a declining United States. Ukraine is the only one pawn in wider chess game. Many enthusiastic advocates of closer India-US relationships have suggesting that from their perches both in New Delhi and Washington, DC that Russia-China alliance and the East-West confrontation is reducing diplomatic space for India and we will have to move even closer to the US. Some have even suggested that Quad summit of the leaders of Australia, India, Japan and the US planned from May 2022 should provide an adequate repository to Putin Xi Jinping Beijing summit and that India's interests lie in standing firmly on American side. Some international relations scholars have urged that India cannot hold on to this neutral stand for long and will have to take sides. This view is blind both to Indian history and strategic thinking. Successive governments in India, from Jawaharlal Nehru's to Narendra Modi, have repeatedly asserted India's right to adopt an independent stand based on national interests, without aligning itself with any particular military bloc unless this was necessary by national interests. This has been dubbed as non-alignment in the past and as policy seeking strategic autonomy more recently. Moreover, many Western people think that Russia has agreed to be a junior partner of China and advocate that India should accept a similar client status with the US. Understand, neither Russia nor India. The Russian self image is no different from the Indian or Chinese, or indeed the US self image of being the national with a personality of its own. Just as Russia will not no toe to China, India will not no toe to US, irrespective of the power differential. During the debate in India on the US-India civil nuclear energy agreement, many of its critics and advocates viewed it as the beginning of the supplicant alliance relationship with the US. If a poor, newly independent India of 1950s chose not to become a supplicant of big powers and walked away path of its making its own, why should economically stronger India with even more robust self-image to do so? That's the answer many people need to give. India's foreign policy and strategic policy in the post 2008 era, following transatlantic financial crisis, the rise of China and weakening the US has been will not have to continue defined by what External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has repeatedly referred to as a policy of multi-alignment depending on the context and the issue at the stake. Many think this is a foolhardy stance. Some believe that this is a no policy at all. On contrary, there is no other wiser options available. So what do you think about the Indian stance on Russia and Ukraine crisis? Do India need to take US side or it just need to be on a non-alignment? Please share your comments. Thank you very much for watching.